Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pinball Storytellers. I'm sorry for that. My stream crashed. So, the conversation about Master Chef shall only remain for those who have watched this live, because that past broadcast is dying into the nethers of Twitch past broadcasts. Okay, so as we're saying, let's. Do you want to get into this? Do you want to jump right into the show?
That's a little. I mean, it's 13 minutes early, but I guess we can start.
Like 15 minutes early. We could let's do something interesting. So last time I talked a bit about last time you were not here. um, I talked a bit about formats and about changes and about how the show goes and how we will see it. Do you want
Oh,
to
and
give it a
unrelated
shot?
note, did you see I added those notes to the Google Doc?
Yes.
Okay.
The Google Doc is in the players and characters. If you guys press it on players and characters, you definitely see the Pinball Storytellers document, which explains a lot. So Justin, I had my opinion on it, and do you want to give it a shot? Do you want to talk about
On the
Pinball
different
Storytellers?
formats.
On the different formats, on whatever you think that would be relevant for people to know about the show. Because we're still 15 minutes early.
I don't know. I mean, I think we've talked about this before, but for those of you who are new, I guess it doesn't hurt to go over it. So the style of a show is we have these stories, right? And we know what happens in the stories for the most part. We have one format where there's actually no story, but we haven't even tried that format yet. It's just like an idea, and that's I think the cement of um, the show is we're trying to find new ways to tell stories, and we're trying to find new ways to make up stories that don't exist yet. Um, and since we don't know what's going to happen in advance, it ends up being very random. Hence the pinball storytellers, because it's kind of like it looks like it's going one way, and then it hits something, and then bing, it's off in the other direction. Um, and the whole show is an experiment. So when we talk about the show, I know it sounds like we know what we're talking about because Chucky and I are very eloquent and articulate, but we have no idea what's going on or what's going to happen. Um, and we're doing that on purpose. We're trying to find methods of storytelling that just go off random directions. And this is something I've done in other contexts. I've taken like improv classes before, and in improv classes, a lot of the times they have like storytelling exercises they do, like the one-word story, where you get like a line of four people, and then one person says a word, the next person says a word, and you're supposed to like build sentences together, and the sentences are supposed to eventually form a story. So it's tough. Like the first person says the second person says like boy, and the third person says ran, and the fourth person says into, and then it goes back to the first person, his, and then mother maybe, and you end up with some really like weird things because the nouns get in there and then the verbs get in there, like the boy rubbed, and then the fourth person's just like, I don't want to say it, guys, I don't want to say it. Or they can't think of something, so they add more pronouns like his or hers or it, and then that can go on for a while. um So that's like one thing. That's one method of telling a story. That'd actually be a pretty interesting way. That'd actually probably be a pretty interesting exercise to do on Twitch at some point. Get like two guests up on pinball storytellers and try and do the one word story thing and see what happens.
That would be yes, that would be something.
But improv storytelling is a discipline like unto itself for like stage performances. If you guys have ever seen the show Whose Line Is It Anyway, that's like an improv show. And they have like prompts, and then they sort of build like little vignettes out of it. In a lot of cases, sometimes they're just like literally one sentence. But it gives you the feel of the surrounding area because you're familiar with the tropes that they're using. So we're here, and we're just trying to figure out how we can do this really entertaining format of telling stories in different ways on Twitch in a way that makes it entertaining for an internet audience. So it's a different medium. So some of the ideas are new, and we're also trying to incorporate role-playing systems. We're both very familiar with them, and I think role-playing systems give a lot of structure to storytelling, which is why people started using role-playing systems in the first place, as opposed to just saying I'm a hero with a sword and I hit people works.
I am letting you talk. I am not saying anything.
Yep, that's my rundown from beginning to end of what Pinball Storytellers is about, to me at least.
Yeah, that sounds good. I would say I'm very close to that. I am on the same opinion in some parts, different opinion in other parts, but still on the same page, to put it like that. Okay, so this week we've done, what did we do last time? We did what's the name of that story? The Master Thief. Okay,
yeah,
that was Justin's birthday story. That was a very awesome story. I had a lot of fun with Puck, the man who hated his name, so he turned into a master thief to change it.
And who rolled nothing but 20s and never ever let the story go off the rails.
Exactly, I was perfect. I was perfect. Anyway, this time around, we'll go and do another story, a fairy tale. You guys might know it, you guys might not. It's not that popular, but it is a awesome story nonetheless. I would not say the name. I think we're doing this. We're gonna do this every session. It's like the name is gonna be at the end of the show of what the story actually is and who is it written by. And we'll have another fairy tale today, where we have Justin as a character, and me as the guy who puts him through the delights and horrors of this particular fairy tale. Are you ready?
Oh yeah. Got my character rolled up. We're good.
Good. So, one second. Do you want to present your character now, or do you want to do it after?
We can present it now, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us a bit about your character. What's your name?
He's a young man.
Start with your name first.
He doesn't have a name, does he?
No, you need to give him.
Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not. Yeah, I don't remember reading it. So his name is Humperdinck.
Humperdinck.
And he's a prince, so his name is Prince Humperdinck. And he's a great huntsman. Sort of a barrel-chested, very stocky. And he, he has an interest in learning. He always loved to learn everything, but he's also very martial. So he's like not so strong so much as quick and good with his hands. Very swift of thought, shall we say.
Good. Interesting.
And he takes things very literally.
So, let's give you the introduction of our story. Once upon a time, something happened that whose likes never occurred before. If it had not happened, it would not be told. Since the three had 1 foot shod with 99 pounds of iron and jumped into the skies to get us fairy tales. There was once a mighty emperor and empress, both very young and handsome, and they desired the blessing of children, and they did everything that was necessary to secure it. That is why they went to the witches and the philosopher and asked them to read the stars to find out whether they would have children or not. But that was all in vain. Finally, the emperor heard that a very wise old man lived in the neighboring village, and sent for him. The messengers returned with the answer, "Let him who needs me come to me." So the emperor and the empress set out for the wise man's house, taking with them several of their courtiers, attendants, and soldiers. When the old man saw them at a distance, he rose, went to meet them, and said, "Welcome! But what do you want to know? Oh, Emperor, your wish will bring you sorrow." You can feel free to take the role of the Emperor until you are born.
I am not here to question you about that, but to learn whether you have any plants you can give us that will bestow the blessing of children.
I have, but you possess only one child. He will be handsome, lovable boy, yet you will not be able to keep him long. After the Empress and the emperor had obtained the herbs, they joyfully returned to the palace. The whole empire, the courtiers, and all the attendants rejoiced too. But when the tour of its birth came, the child began to scream in a way no magic arts could silence. The emperor commenced to promise it all good things the world contained, but it was impossible to quiet it.
Hush, father's pet. I will give you this or that kingdom. Hush, my son. I will give you this or that princess for your wife.
At last, when he saw the child would not stop, he added,
Hush, my boy. I will give you youth without age and life without death.
And then the prince stopped crying. The courtiers began beating drums and blowing trumpets, and there were great rejoicings throughout the empire for a whole week. The older the boy grew, the more thoughtful and reflective he became. He went to the schools and philosophers and gained every kind of learning, so that the emperor died of joy and came to life again. The whole were almost proud of having a prince so wise and learned, a second King Solomon. But one day, when the lad had just reached his 15th birthday, and the emperor sat at a banquet with the nobles and grandees of his country, the handsome prince rose, saying,
Father, the time has come. You must now give me what you promised me at my birth.
When the emperor heard this, he grew very sorrowful and answered, Why, my son, how can I give you the impossible thing? It is, if I promised it to you then, it was only to hush you.
If you can't give it to me, father, I shall be obliged to wander through the whole world till I find what was promised me, and for which I was born.
Then all the nobles and the emperors fell at his feet and besought him not to quit the country, because, as the courtiers said, his father was growing old, and they would place him on the throne and give him the most beautiful princess under the sun for his wife. But it was impossible to shake his resolution. He remained as firm as a rock. After his father had seen and duly considered all these things, he gave him consent, and prepared to supply the prince with provisions and whatever else he might need for his journey. Okay, it is your... I'm not going to read anything now. So you are in the stables of your castle, and this is your introduction.
Well, I have the stable hands. You there, stable hand! Line up all the horses. I want to pick the finest horse for my journey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they start lining up a lot of horses. It's a castle, so they line up a lot of horses. Maybe 50, 60 horses, and the imperial stables are 10.
Okay. So I walk around all the horses. I check their teeth, and then at the end, I walk to the one on the far end, and I just sort of pull his tail and see what he does.
Yeah. What do you command, my master? I thank God that he has permitted me a hero's hand to touch me once more.
Okay, well, I'm clearly taking the talking horse, because, I mean, that's gotta be the best horse. Any other issues the horse has aside, this is my thought process. I'm like, I'm destined for greatness. I need a talking horse.
Yes, this horse is pretty sick. It's skinny. It does not look like it would be able to maintain a trot for 10 minutes.
Taking the horse. Well, okay, I'll interview the horse. Since it's a talking horse, I'll interview it. I'll be like, well, I'm going to ride the entire world until I find youth without age and life without death.
Yeah.
Are you the horse that can help me do that? Are you that horse?
He does this, like, that horse bows, like he bows his head and one of his hoofs back, raises his head back and says, Yeah, to obtain your wish, master, you must ask your father for his sword, lance and bow, and quiver of arrows, and the armor and garments he wore as a youth. But you must take care of them with your own hands, yeah, for 6 weeks, and give me oats, boiled in milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
Do
sure
not
about that last part?
question the the talking horse.
Very well. Stable hands. No one is to attend to this horse but me. You understand?
Uh, yes, yes, sir. What should I do with the others?
Put them back.
Yes, sir. Yes. And he starts putting back the
Impossible
horses.
to find good help these days. So I go to my father, and I say, Father, you must give me your sword, lance, bow, quiver of arrows, and the garments and armor you wore when you were a youth.
Oh,
The
oh, my
magical
son.
talking horse told me that this was necessary.
He looks at you a bit askew, and then says, "Ah, my son. Well, I shall give you what you desire, but they are locked away. Have been for several years, and where are they? At an old trunk in the tower by our house. You must find them yourself. I have no knowledge of what they are, but you have my blessing to take them in your journey if they will help."
Okay, well, they're in a trunk. That can't be that hard to find. Onward! I turn around and walk out and go immediately to the tower and start going through it trying to find a trunk.
Okay, so give me a search check, investigation check, or perception, whichever you think best.
Well, I mean, I'll take investigate. Well, they're actually pretty similar because I have training in one and stat to the other.
So you look around and this is what happens. Oh, it's a trunk. I mean, how hard can it be to find? You open the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Trunks, more trunks. Chests, more chests. It looks like a hoarder's basement.
Well, let's approach this logically. He hasn't gone off to war in years and years and years. So... I open one of the trunks at random. What do I... Like, something in the middle of the stack.
You open... Let's see what happens. You open one of the trunks in the middle, and in there you see the quiver, arrows, and your father's bow and lance. But you still need his armor and garments and sword.
Oh, well, I'm in the right area then, right? So I just start opening all the adjoining trunks.
You start opening all the adjoining trunks. Some weird things in some of the other trunks, but you do not question them much.
Yeah, like medieval sex toys. I don't want to hear about it. Those are my parents, Chucky. That's just wrong.
Yes, as I said, you do not question them much. Your parents were young ones. Everybody has their quirks and kinks. I enjoy making you feel awkward.
I'm not awkward. Sex is actually one of the very few things that can never make me feel
Your
awkward.
your character, sorry.
Oh, yeah. My character might feel awkward.
Okay, so you find your father's items.
Excellent. I assume they're pretty worn down. They haven't been cared for in years.
Yes, they are set with rust, and some of them seem to need serious repair. It is not a job done in 3 days.
Well, I take them out into the court, and I let everyone look at me in my insanity as I start repairing them with my own hands.
Okay, you start repairing it with your hands. So sometimes like your servants come by and say, sir, do you not want us to do that?
Do you see? I show them my hands. I'm like, do you see these hands?
He nods his head.
Whose hands are these?
Yours, my lord.
That is absolutely correct, and only my hands can truly make these items what they are meant to be. Do you have hands like these?
No, my lord.
Whose hands do you have?
My own hands.
So not my hands.
Yes, my lord.
Right. Off with you.
Yes. And he scurries off.
And then every so off, like every day, I go to the kitchens, um, and have them make up some oats with milk, and I take it out to the stables.
Okay, and the ragged, worn down, and old horse that talks moves in front and starts eating them. And by each mouthful, he gets more and more full. Younger, his mane shines. But it is not enough. The signs of weakness are still on him. So, this whole process takes you about 6 weeks in total.
I was going to talk to the horse, but okay. Takes about 6 weeks.
Feel free. What do you want to say to the horse?
I was going to talk to the horse. I'm like, exactly how long is restoring the armor and whatnot going to take? Because it feels sort of pointless.
Yeah. I'm just a talking horse, not a blacksmith.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Very well then. I guess it takes as long as it takes.
And it takes 6 weeks. Okay, so you have succeeded in making the weapons as bright and shining as a mirror. When the horse heard from the handsome prince that the coats and arms were ready and cleaned, it shook itself once, and the sores instantly fell off, and there it stood, a strong, well-formed animal with 4 wings. And the hero saw this and said,
"Oh, thank God those 6 weeks were worth it. We shall set off in 3 days.
May you have a long life, master. For today I should be at your service," the horse said. On the morning of the 3rd day, on these 3 days, do you want to say or do anything specific?
I'll tell my parents that I have a winged magical horse now. It went from just a talking horse to a winged horse. And I'll be like, see, I wasn't that crazy.
They look at you and shake their heads.
And then I'll be setting off in 3 days.
May you have luck in your journey, my son, he says, and your mother starts immediately crying. And like whispering in your father's ears, Can't you order me to stay? Can't you convince him? My son. Your father shakes his head and makes a sign for you to go. Okay, so on the morning of the 3rd day, there was a great mourning throughout the whole court and empire. The handsome prince, what is your name? Humperdinck, clad like a hero, holding his sword in his hand and riding the horse he had chosen, took leave of the emperor, the empress, the great nobles and lesser grandees, the army and all the attendants, who, with tears in their eyes, implored him to give up his journey and not risk his life. But setting his spurs to his steed, he dashed through the gate like the wind. Followed by the carts loaded with provisions, with money, and 200 horsemen the emperor had commanded to accompany him. You reach the boundaries of your father's country. Excellent. What do you do?
I look around. I'm just like, God. There's no way I can travel with these 200 guys this whole way. They're loud and they're noisy and they keep trying to fawn over me. And it's just like, So I get all the commanders of the army together.
So like 2 commanders only that come into you. So
I get the commanders together.
The captains.
And I'm like, look, captains. Like, look, guys, this isn't gonna work. It's not you, it's me. But I need you to just turn around and go back. I'll keep enough food with me to, manage on my own. And you guys just need to go back to the castle.
But my highness, the king ordered us.
Yeah, and I'm telling you to go back. He put me in charge, right? When you left, he said to obey my orders.
Yes, he did so, sire. But
So
I
I'm
would
ordering you to go back.
strongly advise to keep us
Yeah, I'm ordering you to go back.
by order,
Just
sire.
turn around. Just
By
turn
orders.
around and walk away. Just turn around and walk away.
They shake their head and they turn around and start moving their horses back. They take all the cards and leave you surprise and whatever you wish.
Yeah, I just keep enough food. I'm happy with my magic horse and my weapons.
Okay. So you turn east and ride for 3 more days and 3 nights, till you come to a wild plain where lay a great many human bones. You see the bones.
Horse? Why are we in a field of human bones?
He says, Master, you must know that we are in a land of the woodpecker fairy, who is so wicked that nobody can enter her domain without being murdered. She was once a woman, but the curse of her parents, whom she angered by her disobedience, turned her into a woodpecker. She is with her children now, but you will meet her tomorrow in yonder forest. She will come to kill you. She's terribly big, but don't be frightened. Hold a bow ready to pierce her with an arrow, and keep your sword and lance in hand, so that you can use them in a time of need.
Right. Is there like a way around the forest so I don't have to kill the cursed woodpecker woman?
Yeah, master. This is the only way I know to the destinations you seek.
Right. Can we fly over the forest? Are those wings just for show?
Even if we fly, the creature will attack us. It is a woodpecker, it can fly as well.
Right. Okay. Well, that's just ridiculous. But you're a talking horse, so this is already fairly ridiculous. Very well then. Tomorrow, the forest, and apparently a cursed woodpecker.
No,
That's a funny word. Woodpecker.
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 At the dawn of the next morning, you prepare to pass through the forest, and suddenly you hear a tremendous crashing. Boom, boom, boom. Here, make ready, master. The woodpecker fairy is coming. And she
You said
approached.
she was turned into a woodpecker. Woodpeckers are small birds, you know that, right? It sounds like she's sort of tearing down trees.
She is tearing down trees. That is what is happening.
Yeah.
She was turned, as I said, she was a big. She turned into a woodpecker, but she's pretty big. During
Well, so
her,
fairies are also small. So you're saying I'm fighting a giant woodpecker who's like the size of, like what, 2, 3 horses, maybe an elephant?
an elephant, a bit bigger than an elephant.
Okay, right. So not a woodpecker, not a fairy. Just it's a bird elephant. Let's just call it a bird elephant.
It's a bird elephant that looks along like this.
I'm already imagining what it looks like in my mind. You can show that to the stream.
I'm showing this to the stream so you guys can make an
Okay.
idea. So the elephant, whatever this is what it's fighting. Okay, so as it comes near you, you move so fast that she tore the trees down, but the horse swept upward like the wind, so that it was almost over her. And roll initiative.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
22. Let me open our beautiful, beautiful monster manual. Well, damn it. Damn you, woodpecker fairy. Show thyself. Let me just find it. She is
For the record,
hiding
if
from
you
me.
go to the 5e monster manual and try and look up woodpecker fairy, it's not in there.
It's not in there. Yes, exactly. I'm just lying to chat right now. so that they do not know what I have prepared for them. Muhahaha. But I cannot even find what I have prepared for them. Muhahaha. I have found it. So, you go first.
Alright. Well, my horse said to shoot that, and I get to shoot twice, actually. So, let's see, that's my proficiency is +3 right now. I'm assuming that's a hit.
You shoot the woodpecker fairy, and the arrow sinks in this mighty creature. Okay.
I'm assuming that's not enough to take it down.
Not enough.
Is that a hit?
That is not a hit, no. Your
So
arrow
one hit, one miss.
flies wild, and it does not hit him.
I was trying to be fancy and do, you know, like the double arrow thing at the same time. I should have just gone one after the other.
Okay, so let's see what your horse will be doing. So your horse continues on flying around it, trying to avoid its, like, staying in front of it. And the woodpecker fairy turns around towards you, and with her mighty tail, she throws spikes at you. Okay. 16 against AC and 14 against AC.
Nope.
Not a hit. The
My
woodpecker
horse.
fairy.
I'm gonna give that one to my horse. My horse definitely dodges the flying spikes.
Your horse definitely dodges the flying spikes. You are way too dexterous for this creature.
And I asked my horse, why exactly does a woodpecker have caltrops?
I am just a horse, not a dungeoneer.
That's gonna get really old. Okay. I shoot it again.
You shoot it again.
Those both hits.
Those are both hits.
So 15 damage.
Ooh, the woodpecker fairy seems very wounded. It is not looking good. And the creature, as the horse continues on flying around, the creature jumps at you, and at that moment, the horse kind of rears up. Give me a athletics check or an acrobatics,
Acrobatics or athletics?
whichever.
Oh, well, okay.
Okay, you manage to hold on, and the woodpecker fairy slashes and bites at the horse. But you hear the slashing and you hear the bites, but you do not smell blood. You do not hear claw landing on bone. Something happened. It is your turn again.
I'm gonna keep shooting with my arrow. Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna keep shooting with arrows. Doesn't really make a difference. Are those both hits?
Both hits.
For an additional 13 damage.
Ah! Stop, my young hero! I'll do you no harm. And
You tried to kill my horse, and you tried to throw like stinging spike things at me that I'm pretty sure were caltrops. I'm gonna keep shooting you.
I will give you a promise written in my own blood. Please do not shoot at me again.
That's a little creepy. Is that how you people do things? You write promises in blood? Is that what leads to being that?
Yeah, the horse says. She'll be bound to her word if it is in her own blood, my master.
But we could just finish her off, right? Is there some reason to leave her alive? Do
Whispering.
you want to be alive in that condition? Don't you? You seem kind of unhappy, to be honest.
I have children, my young hero.
Right, so you've reproduced, and once you have children, aren't you pretty much done? Like, isn't that, you know, the end?
He says, I still want to live. I enjoy eating. It is my only pleasure.
Oh, that's creepy. Okay, promise in your own blood then, and we'll just call it a day.
She writes a promise that she will not harm you as long as you do not harm her. And she tells, "Your horse cannot be killed, my young hero. It is enchanted, and if it hadn't been for that, I would have roasted and eaten you. Know that until today, no mortal has ventured to cross my boundaries as far as this. A few bold wights who dared to make the trial reached the plain where we saw so many bones." She takes you to her fairy house, where you are entertained as a guest. And while sitting at a table,
I feel very odd being entertained as a guest by someone who was trying to murder me earlier, but I guess it's okay.
so do you have anything against this?
No, I guess it's fine. It's fine.
So
Weird. I started out with a talking horse, so I mean, it's gonna be weird. This whole trip's probably gonna be weird. I'm just acclimating myself to the weirdness.
And while at the table enjoying the banquet, the woodpecker fairy moans in pain.
Well, that's probably from the arrows that are sticking out of her.
Okay.
No, she attacked me. Makes sense.
She continues on moaning in pain. Her daughters are all around her trying to figure out what to do. They don't seem to have
Are you
a
gonna
very
keep
good
that
idea.
up all night? I'm trying to sleep.
Well, you're not trying to. You're now eating and feasting.
Okay. Are you gonna keep that up all night? I'm trying to eat.
It hurts, my young hero. It hurts,
What hurts?
so bad. My back. Somewhere in my back. I can feel it. Driving deeper in.
I walk around to her back, and I presumably try and find my arrow. I'd look for the fletching. Just yank that sucker out.
Phew. Ah! She says, it is far better now. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm keeping this arrow. This is my arrow.
The hostess, in her joy, kept open house for 3 days and begged you, at the end, to choose one of the 3 woodpecker fairies, one of her 3 daughters that are extremely beautiful humans, actually, because these were daughters that she had that are not under the same curse. She is the only one under the same curse, and she does make it obviously clear that she will not answer any question upon how mating was made. They look extremely beautiful, and they flirt with you the whole 3 days that you are there.
Your offer is very kind, but this whole situation is just strange. Besides, I can't, get married yet because I'm on a quest. So,
Wait.
I'm kind of looking for youth without age and life without death. It's kind of technical.
With your horse and your heroic courage, I believe you will succeed.
Well, thank you for that vote of confidence.
So, do you journey
I'm just
on?
gonna go now.
And the 3 daughters moan for you and tell you that they will wait for you until the ends of the earth. They will not touch another man.
Considering that no men come here, I don't think that's much of a commitment, but keep it classy.
After 3 days had passed, the prince prepared to continue his journey and depart. He rode on and on and on. The road seemed to grow longer and longer, but when he had finally crossed the frontiers of the woodpecker fairy's kingdom, he entered a beautiful meadow, one side of which
Thank God, no more forest.
One side of which was covered with blooming plants, but the other was scorched.
Are there any nice, not cursed destinations on this trip, horse?
You are on a talking horse with 6 wings, with magical
4 wings.
weapons.
4 wings.
4 wings, yes.
You can count. Don't even try that shit with me.
He has you realize like he has eyes here and he's like looking. Yes, you are right. And he says the journey is only going to get more and more ridiculous.
All right. All right. Why is one half of this field scorched, and why is one half of it so pretty?
We're now in the domain of the Scorpion Witch. She is the Woodpecker Fairy's sister, but they are both so wicked they cannot live together. Their parents' curse has fallen upon them, and so you see, they have become monsters. Their enmity goes beyond our bounds, and they are always trying to get possession of each other's lands. When this one is very angry, she spits fire and pitch. She must have had some quarrel with her sister, and to drive her out of her kingdom, has burned the grass on which she was standing. She is even worse than her sister, and has 3 heads. We will rest a while now, and be ready by the first peep of dawn tomorrow.
So last time you said it was a woodpecker, and it ended up being the size of like an elephant. This is a scorpion. Scorpions can get pretty big, but like how big a scorpion are we talking?
Bigger than her sister.
Good. See, that's information that's useful to know. You know these things in advance, things go a little bit better. Okay. Also, do you have a name? I've been calling you Horse, but I feel like you talk. You should have a name.
None have called me anything else rather than Horse.
Well, that's not true. I've called you Annoying, but that's not your name. That was just a description.
He kind of jumps a bit, trying to finally get you off his back, but does not actually succeed in doing so.
Okay, so the scorpion can't fly, right? I mean, woodpeckers can fly, but scorpions can't fly. So couldn't we just fly over her land and not deal with her? Just a shot.
He says, well, it's kind of weird to explain. Her body is, well, it's better to see. Should we rest
I doubt
tonight?
that. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, and now...
Also, your name is now officially Dawn.
My name is Dawn.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me get you my my nice neat little monster that I have prepared for you. And let me actually get a picture for chat. So, think up of something to say to the horse, to Dawn, until I do this.
I kind of thought having a talking horse would be cool, but in practice, it's kind of annoying.
Well, nothing goes as planned ever, Master.
Also, why does every girl I meet want to marry me?
You're a prince with a talking flying horse, looking for immortality. It is rather
Exactly.
charming.
I'm clearly insane. I mean, granted, I'm, well-bred insane, but still insane.
Well,
I shouldn't be this appealing. There's something very wrong with women, or there's something very wrong with me.
she says, well, mad princes die young. And when mad princes die young, they leave off a lot of money to their wives.
Oh, so they're playing the long game.
The head nods his head. The head nods his head. The horse nods his head.
Women are very crafty.
Yes.
All right. I guess I can accept that as an explanation.
Okay. And the next day, you prepare...
You're pretty smart for a horse.
You are pretty interesting for a human.
Thank you.
Okay. So the next day, you prepare yourselves, and just as you expected to see the woodpecker fairy and set out, you hear a howling and a rustling like anything you have never known before. Make you ready, master. The scorpion witch is coming.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So again, Chad, these images I'm showing are the closest that I can have, but you should listen to my description of it. This one is golden. The scorpion witch, with one jaw in the sky and the other on the earth, approached like the wind, spitting fire as she came, and the horse darted upwards, swiftly as an arrow. And he turns his head to you and says, "See why we couldn't fly?"
I'm like smartass.
And roll me initiative. Okay.
Not quite as ridiculous as an initiative this time.
This time, it goes first. And getting near you, its sky-high jaw fires a fire breath, with lack of better words, at you in your face. So do me a dexterity saving throw.
All right. I don't have proficiency. Okay.
You manage to save for half of the damage, but it is still a lot coming your way. You take 15 points of damage.
Jesus. Horse? Why does fire hurt so much?
He says, "Do you really want to hear that story now?"
No, you can talk to me about it later.
And he darts to his side and actually kind of like goes at the eye of this creature and kicks it with its hoof. It is your turn.
Yeah, I unload on this horse with... Is that a hit?
On this horse? Are you attacking your own horse?
Or no, I'm not attacking the horse. I'm attacking the scorpion. I'm on the horse and I'm unloading from the horse.
Okay, that is actually giving me an advantage on the first one because the creature was kicked in the eye.
Okay. So that would have been 18.
Both of them
instead
hit.
of 13.
Give me an advantage on the second one as well to see if you do just a 1d20 to see if you are a yes.
No.
So both of them are hits.
So it's 2d8 plus 8 total 14. I'm guessing that doesn't take it down. I'm gonna action surge, and I'm gonna do that all again.
Do it.
Am I still rolling with advantage?
Yes, you still do roll with advantage.
Wow.
You strike its head, and the mighty head goes limp. It seems like you have taken a head away from this creature. On it.
I hit with a 9.
Oh, sorry. That was stupid. You did not hit with a
I've done
9.
14
No.
points of damage so far.
I was looking. I was taking it as damage. So
Yeah.
yes. So
And the second
you
one's a
did
hit.
not hit. So more damage.
12.
You more
So I've
damage than
done
I. Yep.
26 now.
So you managed to take its head down, at least one of them, and the other two heads roar in pain and snap at you. Okay, so one of these creatures' head tries to gore you for a 24, and
That's
the
a
other
hit.
creature tries to bite you for a 20.
That's a miss.
You take 6 more points of damage.
Okay, I'm in good shape.
And the horse runs around behind flies around behind the head of one of these creatures, behind the head of the goat-like head that you now cannot see you anymore. It is your turn.
I'm gonna shoot that thing again. I'm behind it so it can't see me.
Exactly.
21. 6 damage. And I can do that again. For another 8 damage.
Okay, so at this point, the creature starts cowering. Go on.
I'm in a second wind. So I heal myself for 14.
The creature starts cowering in pain, but still, it does not give up. Its other head comes at you and starts clawing, starts biting, starts horning you. So that is a 15, a 16, a 22, and a 23.
Shield, and they all miss.
Ooh. You are not hit by this creature, and as its last action, it says, "Stop, hero! Stop!" It says, and the other head says, "Stop, hero! Don't attack! Don't attack!"
You have like gender identity issues.
Yes! Yes! We forfeit. We surrender. Surrender is a better word. Forfeit is better.
Sign it in your own blood. Just sign it in your own blood, and we're good. I've been here before.
They look at each other at both heads, and my blood. No, my blood.
Like,
no,
I want you both to sign it in each of your bloods.
They look at you and they nod their heads, and they start signing in their own blood. And after a couple of hours, the third head gets up as well. What's happening?
You too.
Oh. Oh. And he starts signing his own name. So you see there, Scorpion Witch. And from the first head, the second head says, the true Scorpion Witch. And the third head says, Bob.
Okay.
And
I'm just going to call all three of you tryhard.
Okay. 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 So, like the woodpecker fairy, this creature invites you to her house.
You people are very hospitable to, people who have beaten you in combat. Is that like a family thing, or just...
Well, there's only one thing that we actually learned from Father before he turned us into these creatures.
Mm-hmm. And what was that? It was the hospitality thing.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But why only to people who have beaten you in combat?
Because the others are food on the table for the ones who beat us.
Okay, I'm gonna be really careful about what I eat at your house.
Well, you ate the same thing at my sister, you know. She kind of respects the tradition.
Oh, I thought that was pig.
No, 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 no.
Oh my god. Let's see. I'm gonna roll a con save here.
Okay.
Against vomiting. And I passed that, so we're good.
The horse says, well...
Did you know? Dawn, did you know?
But we're running out of food, and it was good.
Dawn, if I'm ever eating people, you tell me that I'm eating people. You understand?
Yes, master.
Yeah. I go to the not burned side of the field and pick up some vegetables, and if there's some hunting in the forest, maybe I'll kill something with my bow.
So when you pick up some vegetables, the scorpion witch says, "Wow, you eat like a goat. You know you do have a goat head, don't you? Shut up."
One must have a balanced diet for good health, and people are not any sort of balanced diet.
Ah. Eh. Okay, so you stay for 3 days. You manage to escape eating people.
I would hope so.
The horse does sneak a couple of snacks behind your back.
Oh my god, done. That's gross. You don't even. Why are you? You're a horse. You're not even supposed to eat meat. What's wrong with you?
These wings have to. Oh, sorry, wrong voice. These wings have to sustain themselves.
You're lucky. You're very useful.
Yes. Shall we go on?
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Let's just leave.
Oh. And just like on as you leave, you see like 3 very beautiful and handsome men come to you and
Oh,
say,
men. Okay, that's
men.
fine.
Yes.
This is getting predictable.
We've heard that you did not accept in marriage any of our sisters.
I am seeking youth without age and life without death, and I cannot agree to any other commitments until my quest is over.
And one of the guys like puts a hand on your shoulder and the other one on your other shoulder, and this guy smiles at you and says, "Well, if you're not into those commitments, maybe others."
No, any commitments. You people have a real problem with like comprehension. Is this like a family characteristic where you just don't hear things?
You shake their head. Eh.
Right. Well, I'm gonna go with my my magical talking horse now, and you're gonna stay here and be creepy to other people.
Well, okay. If you're gonna need us, you know where to find us.
Yeah.
He winks at you. Handsome.
Horse. I took a good look at myself in the mirror the other day. My charisma's not that high. Why is this happening to me?
You wanted immortality.
Yeah, but why? I'm getting hit by men now. The women, it makes sense. Like they marry me. I'm a mad prince. I die early. They get money. But what's with that?
Shake their head. I don't know. Maybe they're into you.
I understand that. Never mind. Never mind. You're a horse. You're a horse. I forgot you were a horse. Never mind. Let's just go.
So, the Scorpion Witch.
Horse and immortality. Could have stayed home.
The Scorpion Witch waves you goodbye, and when the hero and his horse reached the boundaries of the Scorpion Witch's kingdom, they hurried on without rest till they came to a field covered with flowers, where resigned perpetual spring. Every blossom was remarkably beautiful and filled with a sweet, intoxicated fragrance. A gentle breeze fanned them all.
Oh, we should stay here. It smells nice.
Yes, master. We arrived here so far successfully, but we still have a great peril over to undergo, and if the Lord help us to conquer it, we shall be valiant heroes. A short distance.
Not valiant heroes now. I feel pretty valiant. I've defeated like 2 cursed women, one of them with 3 heads.
Trust me.
Okay.
A short distance further is a palace where dwell youth without age and life without death.
Well,
It
that's
is
convenient.
surrounded by a dense forest. There roam all the wild animals in the world, watching it day and night. They are very numerous, and it is almost beyond the bounds of possibility to get through the woods without fighting them. We must try, if we can, to jump over them. My wings will not take us the whole journey.
Could we get really close and then use your wings?
He shakes his head and they if we jump from the right spot on the hill, We will land right next near to it. But there's a strong possibility that I will shatter all the bones in your body.
Wait, what?
Trust me.
You just said you were going to shatter all the bones in my body.
Well, you wanted the truth.
Alright. So all the animals in the world includes birds, right? So I'm going to be fighting a bunch of birds.
Birds and everything else that you can imagine that exists in D&D 5e
Alright.
monster manual and in
What
my
if I make like
imagination.
a woven net out of some straw and put some weights on it, and as we're flying over, I just start tossing the nets down to like impede their progress?
Okay, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna weave myself some nets.
Okay, so you start weaving social nets. How many do you want to make?
I don't think I could realistically do more than 3.
Okay, so you make 3. And he says on the second day, so, shall we jump?
Yeah. So what are the odds of every bone in my body breaking again?
Do you want to hear the answer?
You know what? No, it's actually not going to change anything. We're going to do this anyway. I'm done. I'm not going back that way. So forward it is. Forward it is.
Buckle my girth as tight as you can, and when you have mounted, hold fast to my mane, and press your feet close to my neck, so you may not hinder me.
All right, because wings. Got it.
Master, this time that the wild beasts are fed, they are collected together. Now we'll jump over.
Forward! And may the Lord have mercy on us.
They flew and saw the palace, which glittered so that it would have been easier to look at the sun. They passed over the forest, and just as they were descending on the palace steps, on the horse's hooves lightly touched the top of a tree, which put the whole woods in motion. The wild animals began to howl till it was enough to make one's hairs bristle. They hastily alighted, and the mistress of the palace had not been outside feeding her chickens, for that is what she called the wild beasts. They would certainly have been killed. She spared their lives out of pure pleasure, for she had never seen before a human being. Regarding the savage beasts, she soothed them, and sent them back to their haunts. She was tall, slender, lovely fairy, quite too beautiful. When the young hero saw her, he stood still. Welcome, my handsome prince. What do you seek here? You are by far the only human and the most beautiful I have ever seen.
Aren't I also the ugliest if I'm the only one you've ever seen?
Fair point.
Yeah. It's okay. A lot of people seem to like miss the obvious. Never mind. I seek youth without age and life without death. Although at this point I'm not really sure why.
So, you dismount, and she guides you into the palace. There are 2 other ladies, both of the same age, the elder sisters of the first one, and he began... Go on.
So thank you for saving me from what I assume are your pets.
Oh, yes. Nothing too much.
Okay.
You, horse, there's a graze over there. You can have as many as you want. Your horse, starts going skulkingly a bit, and muttering
I
on
whisper
his...
to my horse, is it safe?
We've reached our destination, master. And...
Yeah, but is it safe?
Maybe. Never been here.
You are so not helpful.
Oh, they don't have human.
Just shoot. Oh my god.
He starts going and starts eating graze, still skulkingly, and muttering something about humans and meat. So my hero, by the degrees they have been accustomed to live together, the fairies ask you, "So my hero, what is your story? Tell us, how have you gotten here, and why you are here?"
I seek youth without age and life without death.
The
100%. That's the reason for my existence at the moment. I will do nothing else until I find it.
the younger sister comes in front, plants a kiss on your cheek, and says, "I am not married, young prince. I can grant you that wish, if you will take my hand."
Wait, so I have to marry you and I'll have youth without age and life without death? How does
She
that
nods
work?
her head. "You must not ever leave our kingdom. If you..."
So I have to stay here in order to have the thing.
She nods her head.
But I don't actually have to marry you, I just have to stay here.
And the other sister whispers, "If you don't marry her, we'll not let you stay here."
Well, what if I wanted to marry one of you instead?
"We're already married."
So she's the only unmarried one?
They nod their heads.
So I can't like set you guys against each other to avoid this.
They smile at you and they both say, "Humans are cunning, but as ever..."
Are your husbands like here?
She nods her head,
Are they in good
pointing up,
health?
and one points down. Says, "My husband is the sky," and the other says, "My husband is the earth."
Well, this is awkward.
Then the little sister says, "Well, are we going to do this or not? It's either this or I've missed a nap."
Really? Really? That's what this means to you? Like, if I don't say yes right away, the only downside is that you missed your nap.
She nods her head.
I don't think you're approaching marriage with the right attitude. It's a lifelong commitment, you know. We don't have divorce in this mythological era.
You do realize that lifelong means forever long here.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just like, whatever, let's do it.
She nods her head. "You're not the first hero. Many have
I
come."
turn to the one that's married to the earth and I say, if a man goes into a cave, is your husband technically cheating on you?
And she says, "I need to have a talk with him."
And I turn to the other one, I'm like, so, birds in the sky, how does that work?
"That bastard." They skulk off and start screaming at the floor and at the sky.
I turn back to the single one. I'm like, see what marriage does to you? Are you really, and you want that, right? You're just like gung-ho, ready to just jump right into that?
I guess we could... Give me a persuasion roll.
Persuasion.
She says, "Well, guess we could have a open relationship."
How about we have like an engagement period, you know, where we think about it for a little while and decide.
She nods her head. "That should be enough to keep you alive forever." I'm not sure. We've never done it any other way.
Well, I'm not close to dying yet. So why don't we like get to know each other first? Maybe, you know, maybe we'll end up actually liking each other as opposed to I just want something and you just. I'm actually not sure what you're getting out of this arrangement either, which is freaking me out.
She points to your pants.
Right. Okay. That's real classy.
Do you see any men around?
I mean, no, but there's got to be like, you know,
What, the
options.
animals?
I was more thinking of like manual aids. But I saw some stuff in this trunk when I was starting this journey. You know what? You know what? No, never mind. I'm not even gonna talk about the trunk. We're fine.
She smiles at you.
Also,
So,
you don't have to marry me to have that, though, right? Or is that a thing among fairies? I'm actually not clear on fairy.
Yeah, it's a fairy law. We can't touch anything down there until we're married.
Right.
Okay. So,
is that like a literal magical law, or is it like a custom? Like, do you stop being a fairy?
She points it out. Try and touch me down there.
Is this a trick? I feel like this is a trick.
Do you?
I asked her if it's a trick. I want to hear her response.
She shakes his head, says, "Do it. You'll see."
I'm gonna roll an insight roll to see if it's a trick. I'm pretty sure it's not a trick. Okay.
You're pretty sure it's not a trick.
Okay, I touch her. It's fine.
You get thrown back 120 feet and your breath goes out of you as you hit the wall behind you.
Okay, so it's a literal law.
He smells. Yeah.
Hey, horse!
Yes?
Is there a way of, like, changing that? Or is that, like, 100% fixed?
I think that's the best chastity belt I've ever seen.
You're not helpful at all.
He says, "I've got you here. My job is done."
This didn't go in the way you said it would.
Nothing ever does.
Alright, you know what? Yeah, I'm done with this. I want you to that life, that death. And I was promised to it. I was crying and crying and crying. My father promised it to me. I found it. Let's just get married. I don't care anymore. Let's just get married.
Nose ahead. That's pretty good. And presiding the wedding are the two pissed off other sisters with Sky in her hand and Earth in the other hand. And
did you two work out your differences?
Birds are not going to be allowed that close. And all the caves are caved in now.
No more caves.
She nods her head.
What about mining?
Looking at sacrifices will need to be made.
Okay, I think I've just doomed my entire planet to never having a technological revolution since there's no mining. But oh well, I won't care.
So, at the wedding, you have been given permission to go wherever you like in the neighborhood. They only begged him not to enter one valley, which they pointed out. Otherwise, some misfortune would befall him. It was called this, they said, the Valley of Lamentation. The prince spent a very long time in the palace without being aware of it.
Wait. What's in the Valley of Lamentation? Like, it sounds like there's a bunch of people crying in there. Do you have a bunch of people held hostage in a valley?
They shake their head. If they were been there. Mother told us not to go there. And father once went there.
Can we put like a security rope around it so I don't wander into it accidentally?
Security? It's a valley. You can see it. Don't go near it.
Well, okay, but like let's flag it. Let's put some like flags up on some trees nearby.
Shake their head. You have life without death. Enjoy your time.
I'm just saying, if you don't want people to go there should be signs.
The little sister tugs at your shirt and says, "Bed now."
Yeah. Okay. I guess it's our wedding night. This is required.
Okay, so roll me a Constitution check.
Oh my god. Like a saving throw or just a straight con check?
You can do a saving throw. So the first one is for fun, and the second one is the serious one. Okay. So, you're not performing that well. She's kind of like sit down, and she gets on top and takes over everything. And
It's my first time, okay?
she.
Well, actually, my first time was pretty fantastic. So this prince is just clearly falling down on the job.
Yes, pretty falling down on the job. And well, you do not manage to make her even pregnant. Doesn't work.
Well, I wasn't trying to get her pregnant.
Yeah, well, those times whenever you have sex, you're trying to get somebody pregnant.
I've never had sex while trying to get someone pregnant.
No, in the idea that in those times there was not
Oh, well, maybe.
a clear understanding of if I do this and that do that, you make baby. They know the whole process, but they know exactly when it happened.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you do for the rest of your, well, time, life? That's never gonna end.
Is there a library?
There was a library, yeah.
I'll spend some time every day reading in the library. I'll spend some time every day practicing with my weapons. I'll spend some time every day talking to my horse and trying to finagle out of him exactly how he knew where to go and where the castle was and why was he a whippy, sick horse, and then how did he change into a giant, sort of healthy, winged horse. That's strange. I'll start giving marriage counseling advice to the other two sisters in the sky and the earth. I feel like they probably need it after me, pointing things out.
Yeah, they really helped them a bit. And well, one certain day the horse comes to you and says, "Well, master, I'm going to go soon, but I would like to ask you for... Let's go on a hunting trip." He says, "Before I go..."
Wait, where are you going?
I'm going to find another horse. That's not a male.
Don't... Wait, okay. No, okay. But isn't the palace guarded by beasts of all types? Like, aren't there horses here? Why do you have to go elsewhere?
He said, they all hate me.
It's the talking, right? You talk to them.
Maybe.
Okay. So you're just not... A, horses don't talk. So if you approach other horses talking to them, a little strange. B, you're not very likable. So maybe, don't talk to them.
Do you want a hunting trip or not? Before I go.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll take you hunting. Whatever.
So.
Not for humans.
Okay.
I haven't seen another human since I got here, but I'm just saying, your human eating days are done.
That's what he thinks.
I'm gonna make him sign a contract saying he won't eat any more humans in his own blood before I'm willing to go on this hunting trip.
Well, he takes you on the hunting trip.
Does he sign the contract?
In blood, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, we're fine.
Okay, so he takes you on this hunting trip.
Blood? Why does it work?
And you find golden hair. And the horse says, "There, master, a mighty catch for a prince. Or a king, I might say."
Okay.
So, do you want to shoot at it?
I'll take a shot at the golden hair.
Do it. You shoot at the golden hair, and you not hit.
Okay, well, I get 2 shots every time.
You critical the golden hair. Do me damage.
That's +4, so it's 11. That's 8. Yeah.
The creature starts bounding away while bleeding, and starts moving and running, and trying to evade you as fast as she can. The horse follows her.
That's an abnormally tough hair.
It's a golden hair.
It's still abnormally tough.
You know how it goes. If they're golden, they're tougher to kill.
Okay. I cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on the hair.
Okay, do it.
Wisdom saving throw. DC 15? Yeah.
Okay, roll me a spot check. Well, perception. Okay, so you cast this and she starts laughing.
So it becomes incapacitated and falls prone, is unable to stand up for the duration.
Yes, is unable to stand up. Just a bit beyond the tree line. She's there, laughing, looking at you.
I right up until it, like, right up to it and just grab it.
And as you pass like the tree line, she starts laughing even more loudly. And in his haste of ruckness, you did not notice that you had passed through the Valley of Lamentation.
Oh my god. I told them to put up flags.
You pick the hair up as you kill it and take it home, but you are suddenly seized by a longing to see your father and mother. You cannot speak with anybody, not even your wife. Even during bedtime, you are silent. Your grief and restlessness are both perceived by your sisters and your wife. Oh, luckless prince, you have passed through the Valley of Lamentation, they said in horror.
I did so, my dear ones, without meaning to be so imprudent. But now the longing to see my parents is killing me, even though I really didn't get along with them. Kind of strange. Yet I cannot forsake you. I have already spent several days with you and have no cause to complain. Has it been days? You know, I think I've actually been here a lot longer than I thought.
Do not quit us, beloved prince. Your parents...
No, I must go and see my parents once more and then come back to you, never to leave you again.
We understand. We shall never see you again. But good luck.
Are you saying I can't come back? Do you want a divorce? I thought we were happy together.
Shakes her head and says, well, you've been kind of silent in bed lately. And the grass
is... all I did to you after all this time.
And nature is
not
calling
time.
Me. Nature has told me she likes me. She likes me. I kind of want to give that the chance.
Do fairies have divorce? Can you actually divorce me?
Never tried. Looks at you. So, are you leaving?
Well, now I kind of don't want to, because I feel like you're trying to get rid of me, and it's very suspicious. No one's ever tried to get rid of me before.
See, Prince, I promise you that if you come back, I will not even look at nature a second time.
Horace, if I leave, if I just, like, die instantly, what's up with that?
I don't know. Never been here before.
You are so not helpful. Alright, I guess I'm leaving. Horse, Dawn, we're leaving, but we'll be back. In theory.
Well, If you do not listen to them, whatever happens to you be your own fault. I'm not to blame. I've fulfilled my part of the contract. But I'll tell you something, and if you accept my condition, I'll take you back.
What's the condition?
As soon as you reach your father's palace, you will dismount. But I am to return alone in case you stay even an hour.
Weren't you leaving? Why do you want to return all the way here by yourself?
Looking awkwardly at your wife and saying, nature has a date for me. The sky talked to Earth and...
Are you cheating on me with the horse?
She blushes. And she says, No. How could you think such a thing?
Well, because you're a terrible liar and you're blushing and he's being all awkward. Is this all like a nefarious plan between the two of you to get rid of me so that you could cheat on me with a horse?
No?
That's not a convincing lie. Why? When did this happen?
So the horse says, Do you want to go to your parents or not?
Well, yeah, now I do. Maybe I'll pick up a few of those women who threw themselves at me on the way here.
Some men as well, if you like them.
Yeah.
The horse says.
You are not helping, and we are no longer friends.
Okay, but let me just take you there.
I grabbed my stuff. I'm like, I don't want to be here anyway. It's fine.
Okay, so you reach the country on top of your flying horse. The country where the Scorpion Witch once roamed, but you find cities. The woods have become fields. The prince, you are confused by this. And upon asking somebody what happened to a Scorpion Witch in her house, they answered that their grandfather had heard from a great-great-grandfather that such silly tales had once been told.
Odd. I came through this region myself only a short time ago.
The people laughed at him, as if he were a lunatic, or a person talking in his sleep, and the prince grew angry, and did not notice that his beard and hair were growing white. When you reached the realm of the Woodpecker Fairy, the same questions and answers were exchanged. The prince could not understand how these places had altered so much in a few days, and again he rode angrily on. He now had a white beard that reached to his waist, and he felt as if his feet were beginning to tremble.
I attribute that to the horse.
Yeah. Quitting this country, he arrived to your father's empire. Here, you find new people, new towns, and everything so much changed that you could not recognize. At last you come to the palace where you were born, and when you dismount, the horse kisses your hand and says, I wish you good health, master. I'm going back to the place where we came from. If you want to go, mount quickly and we'll be off. If not, you can stay here.
Wait. You said you didn't know where you came from. Every time I asked you where you came from and how you learned to talk, you said you didn't know where you came from.
Takes a couple of steps back and says, well, fairies need to be first married to a human before they can be married to anything else.
Okay, you said I could have an hour before you would go away by yourself. So you're going to wait here for an hour.
I'll wait here for an hour.
Yeah. Do I have to get that written in blood too?
Shakes his head. I'll wait.
Didn't know where you came from, you liar. I've been deceived by this horse this whole time. Now I go home, I guess, to the palace.
So, when you see the ruined palace and the weeds growing around it, this instills a deep sadness into you, and with tears in your eyes, you try to remember how magnificent these places had once been. You walk through the buildings 2 or 3 times, tried to recollect how every room, every corner had looked, found the stable had discovered dawn, and then went down in the cellar whose entrance was choked with fallen rubbish.
Well, I look around. Do I see anything else?
You grope thither and thither, holding up your eyelids with your hands, and scarcely able to trot along, when your snowy beard now fell to your knees.
You know, this seems like a bad idea. Maybe the horse was right. I mean,
You hear a voice saying, "Welcome," from below a lid.
well, that's not creepy. Nope. 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 Not gonna do it. I'm gonna go back to the horse. I go back to the horse.
You go back to the horse, and he says, "What?
Yeah, it hasn't
What?
been an hour yet. That's just weird. The magical palace with the fairy princesses is weird too, but that's weirder.
Well, he already saw you." He raises his hoof and points behind you.
Yep, not turning around. I close my eyes and I get on the horse.
Get on the horse, and he says, "Wait," the voice says that said welcome. "Wait. Get over here." And the horse says,
Ride,
sure?
Don, ride!
"This is gonna be awkward to explain." And he flies off, back towards the fairy princess tower. Okay. And you live happily and sorrowfully ever after in a relationship with a fairy and a horse. And your sisters-in-laws are getting even more annoyed with sky and earth. And nature is always trying to get his hands on your wife.
That's, you know, every relationship has problems.
Yes. And that has been the story, guys, of Youth Without Age and Life Without Death by Her P. Espirescu. It is a Romanian fairy tale, and that just points out how weird Romanians are. Yes, that was a pretty awesome story. I took a
Into
lot.
the saddle then I sprung, the tale to tell to old and young.
And that is the end of our story. So yeah, that's about it for this week's Pinball Storytellers. A bit longer than our usual format, but everything's all in well when it ends. All in well, and with a open relationship with a horse, fairy, and human.
That's a normal ending. That's fine.
Normal ending, yeah, exactly. For those interested in the actual fairy tale, you can check it out online. I'll leave a link in chat. And that was it for Pinball Storytellers. We'll pick up with Pinball Storytellers Talk to Twitch chat in just a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna go into the title screen and just 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll come back for our weekly Q&A after this show and talk to you guys a bit more about what happened here and well, anything else you guys want to talk about Pinball Storytellers. So see you in a couple of minutes. Well, just before I forget, Justin, do you want to say anything?
No. You guys can check me out on Twitch at Cavalier Guest. I'm actually playing Valkyria Chronicles right now. There's a game suggested by one of my viewers. But normally I play a lot of Hearthstone and Final Fantasy Tactics. So that'll be happening right after this. Although it will end a little early because I actually have to go somewhere at 4:30. So it'll end at 4 instead of my normal 5. But it will be right after this is over.
Yes. So 25 minutes of a Q&A, and then you can go over on his channel for Valkyria Chronicles. So yes, see you guys in a couple of minutes on the other side. This box that I'm in is very small.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Vayama.